Alright YouTube, one more review today. We are looking at a new release from the company ORAIMO. I'm going to pronounce it ORAIMO just because it has an I in there. Kind of looks like rain with an M. This is the Sciiti, and it's S-C-I-I-T-I. So we'll just say Sciiti 100.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. This is going to be a bike for Heidi. I'm sure she's going to like this one a lot more than me. This is a smaller bike. This is something that is like a daily commuter. This isn't a long range, let's go to the bike trail and ride for 20 miles type bike. This is going to be just like it sounds, like a Sciiti 100. This is something you hop on to, go down to the local grocery, get your stuff, and come back. The funny thing is, even though it has a smaller motor, which is like a 350 watt, but it's still a 500 watt peak motor. And it only has a 10 amp hour battery, just over 10 amp hour battery. This thing can haul quite a bit of weight. They made the rear rack pretty beefy on this, and it holds 330 pounds. I've had bikes that have been more powerful that don't hold that much. So we'll go ahead and get this thing opened up. We'll look at the packaging, then we'll assemble it, and you know how this works. I was kidding around with Heidi whenever we were opening the box. You could see not only was it strapped, it was strapped 4 times. Normally these bikes are only strapped twice. Not only was it stapled, but it was glued. And that's kind of a newbie company as far as their packaging of their product. This is a newer release for them. It definitely looks like something that they're trying to make sure definitely does not get beat up. So over packaging, I don't have a problem with that. It's the under packaging that's an issue. Right away, the first thing we see is a white color, kind of bright. We always try to pick bright colors, just, you know, you're trying to be seen on the road. And this seat is massive, and I mean, it is plush. I can already tell you that. It's not even real hot out today, and this thing is soft. This one needs a little bit more assembly than what we've had in the past. They include the brake disc. Usually that's on the wheel, you know, so you're going to have to put the brake disc on. No big deal. You're just talking 6 screws. I'll have to say kudos to them, because they do have these smaller rims, these smaller style of rims, to keep this thing lightweight. But they did include a normal valve stem, which if you look at our video we did on the Van True, you'll see what your other choice is. Not a big deal on that one, but this one here, they at least thought about it. This looks more like a traditional bike. It actually has a chain guard. I haven't seen a chain guard forever. This one's going to be one that fits a need for people that we talk about all the time. We're going to try to talk about this before the wind gets crazy here. We're supposed to have 50-mile-per-hour gust. But first, let's talk about the bike itself. This is for definitely a shorter, more compact rider in one aspect. But still, Heidi with the step through, that's a little bit of a seat to get up on. And the reason is because it has an air pump. It has a really nice air pump that you can pump this thing up. I don't know if you can tell here. Let's go ahead and flip this up for you so you can see it. There you go. So you have a pump that you just do this, and you can make this support a bigger load. Let's just call it that, huh? A bigger load, something like me. Of course, the seat goes up so the battery can come out. You can check the battery level here. There is a battery level up here also. You can see there's 4 lights. This is going to be a very standard bike as far as its design. No headlight, no tail light. I just talked about that in a previous video. And every bike we've had, regardless, we've added auxiliary lighting, because the factory lighting, even the really nice double headlights and all that stuff, really don't draw enough attention to the bike. You need something that flashes, something that pulsates. So look for that in our store. And of course, look for this, the links are in the description, to find one of the cheapest, inexpensive bikes that we've ever reviewed. Now, it keeps on referring to 2 times e-bike load on this rack. I don't know what that means in pounds. I've been looking for it, but I can tell you that looking at the way this thing is welded and how big the tubing is with all these cross braces, you could put another seat on here. I bet. I think that this handle would allow that. That handle is very nice for helping move the bike around. The pedals have good grips on them. They're lightweight. Those are steel cranks. I haven't seen steel cranks on a lot of these bikes. I don't have a problem with that. That's an area that is easily exploitable by some of the manufacturers, talking about their cranks and their designs and all that, when in reality I don't think that it makes much difference, although it is rotating mass. It is front and rear disc brakes. They are mechanical. There are shocks on the front. They're just basic shocks, no lockouts or anything like that. I'm assuming that that's just a spring that's in there. The quick release front wheel. This is not a folding bike, just to let you know. I'm sure it kind of looks like a folding bike. And the handlebars is really a swept back design like you've seen in previous bikes, years ago. Adjust all of the handles, all of the placement of this. That's what we did to make it more comfortable for us. The gauge, like I said, is very simple. You have low, medium, high for your pedal assist or off. So pedal assist, that's what you're adjusting here, and throttle input, which we'll talk about the throttle in a second. So you have low, medium, high, and again, here's the fuel gauge. This is how you turn it off. There is no USB for a phone. This is a Shimano. It's a entry-level Shimano. You have your 3/4 throttle. The grips are just a plastic molded grip, still comfortable to the touch, not horrible. Everything as far as the placement seems pretty decent. Inflate the tires to 65 pounds. Again, this has a chain guard, which is kind of ironic. So the bike itself, very basic. And I'm going to tell you before we even get Heidi on this and take it for a test ride, that this is the bike that everybody keeps on asking us about. And what do I mean? Not this specific bike, but this bike price point. The bikes we review, I mean, they are $800 to $2,000. We've reviewed a couple of them that's been above that with accessories. This one here, right now, at time of filming, I think is $799, and there's a coupon for $120 off. That's cheap. That's really inexpensive to get any kind of electric bike at all. So this competes with all the ones that Walmart used to have, and you don't really see them anymore, and it's a little bit above. If you order this in the States, anywhere in the US, you're going to get it within a week for sure. I think you would actually get it a little bit sooner than that, but depending on what part of the country you're in. They do have a dedicated US customer service line, so you have customer service here in the US, and you can see it's an 888 number. You've got a website you can go to, and again, the link will be down in the description for that website. You're charging on this. Check this out. Even though this battery, like I said, it's only a 10.3, I think, amp hour battery, this comes with a 3 amp hour charger. So you can fully recharge this battery in 3 to 4 hours. So riding this to your work, if you get it down to where it's just on its last leg, with that 3 amp charger, with this smaller amp hour rated battery, which when I say smaller, for this size of motor of 350 watts, that's not too small, but still, it's a lot smaller than the 750 watt motors that we've been looking at. That 3 amp charger is going to charge this thing really quick. So again, one of those things with this heavier 2-time bike load, put a rack back there, carry your charger with you. Bring your battery into your workplace, go ahead and plug it in, and have plenty of power. Now the key on this one does turn on the battery, and of course once the battery's on, this display will power on to allow you to get the juice to the bike. So we'll go ahead and boost this up for Heidi. We got it on pedal assist high, and we'll let her take it out and tell us what she thinks. Alright, so you can see when Heidi climbs on, it's a little tall for her still, but being a step through, it's a lot easier for her to get on. And I've got her in the highest speed. She didn't expect how fast that was going to pick up. Again, it's only a 350 watt motor, but the bike is so light. The bike is, 20 to 30 pounds lighter than these other ones that we've had. So good for her. I mean, looks like she's enjoying it. Oh, it's light pedaling. Now you got to remember, there's no speedometer or anything like that, no display. So if you have a phone that you're going to run, obviously most of us put phone mounts on our bikes. you can get all that information off of that.
It's a great price point. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It seems a little short to me, like short lengthwise.
Yeah, I think that has to do with the handlebars.
Yeah, maybe I could ride with the handlebars out a little bit further. I don't know. It's got pickup. It goes like it should. The seat's comfortable.
Oh, it should be. Look how big it is.
It's got a little air thing on it. Now, I think they make kids' seats, bike seats that would mount on this, like you were saying. It gets up and goes fine for being the size that it is.
All right, should I get on it?
Sure.
Okay, let's see what happens. So if you turn the handlebars real tight, it hits my belly. So I won't be doing any stunts. Oh, this is closed.
Yeah.
It's actually comfortable.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's not bad.
It isn't bad. It's a little short, but it is comfortable.
I'm surprised. I thought for sure with these handlebars up in my face that it'd be a little bit
It's
too
not.
much, but I can sit up real tall. And I can relax my back, especially with this seat. I can really take all my weight and put it on the seat.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot better than I thought. Got a little whiskey throttle there. Woo, look at that. So who would this buyer be for this type of bike?
Price conscious.
Okay, so we'll say cheapskate. There's no problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. So I think this is pretty decent. I think this is all
It's a
right.
nice looking bike. Very
Right.
nice looking.
Right. I'm impressed with
regardless
this.
of how we feel on the bike, you don't look like it's too small. Did you?
No, I didn't feel like I was on
And I didn't look like it was too small.
No,
for me.
uh-uh.
It just feels like the handlebars are a little close.
We're used to bending over and reaching for our
Right,
handlebars,
right.
but
yeah, and
I'll
this
tell
is just your typical old style 3-speed.
made my lower back feel good. I'm telling you, I sit up real nice and straight on this.
Yeah.
Boy, I would actually consider raising the seat on this even, which I never
I like
do.
it just like it is, but it's like you said, it's a little tall, but it's not too tall.
One thing I neglected to show, so I'm back out here filming again, is the ORAIMO panniers. Now these are options. This is an option you can get with this bike. I highly suggest you pick up this option. These are high quality. It allows you to just carry these into your work or whatever. There's just a couple of straps that you can undo. And then of course the flap here, you can see the packaging or the storage area, how big it is with all of its parcels to hold whatever it may need, you know, loose items in there. There's a pad on the bottom to help keep form. And again, it's just Velcro here. And this will be water resistant to a certain level. I'm sure water will eventually get in there. You can put your stuff in waterproof bags, then put them inside if you want, just to play it safe. But again, I don't really like riding these bikes in heavy rain unless you get caught in the rain. But most of the time, people aren't wanting to ride. I like these. They also have reflective strips on the back. So again, the links are down below for the bike and the optional panniers. So the links are down in the description for this. There may be a discount code. If not, the link that you go to may have a coupon already attached to it. This is, like I said, this is the least expensive bike that we've ever tested by far.
And
So
it's a nice one. It's built nice.
yeah, I can't say anything bad about it. You know, it's just a different look. It's just a different bike. So how do you close this out?
As always, we hope to see you out there. Bye.